Hey, good morning, guys. I'm the Tech Prepper. Hope you're all doing well. I'm going to try to keep this one short, but we might go a little bit over this morning. Anyway, so I told you that I've had some issues with my audio gear, so I purchased a new DJI Gucci audio device as well as an Action 4, and this is sort of going to be the subject of today's video. I absolutely hate it that everything today is connected to the internet. This is a standalone device that I want to use in the field, and it's forcing me to download an app before I can use it. And in fact, I have no idea what it's going to do after I force quit. No, I don't want to install the app after the third time. Check this out. I don't know why everything needs to be connected to the internet. I have spent just under $700 to improve the video quality when I go out in the field, and I have to deal with this nonsense. So for that reason, we're going to film right on this phone, so apologies, I'm going to have to figure out this stuff later. The other thing I want to share with you is I had a colleague at work the other day who said, hey, GitHub is down. That's the cloud-based code repository where just about every single organization, small, medium, large, stores their code, and it's down. Expect services like this to be down a lot, either through incompetence, maintenance, deliberate cyber attack, whatever the case may be. So I feel like we're getting further and further away from the things that we own, and everything is moving away from you. Anyways, so I was thinking, I'm working on my off-grid, offline communications platform, MCOM tools, and one of the guys in my group said, hey, I like to track your progress, but every time I go to do a full reinstall, I lose things like my WinLink email. So I created a little program this morning called ET User Backup. I'll create one called Restore, and it's a small file. I want to show you a few things first on that front. All right. So really quickly, let's get this in focus here. We're going to run the ET User Backup tool. And yeah, it's got a little bit of nerddom with the text and command line interface, but it already detects that I already have a backup file for today created on this machine, and it's just asking me, do I want to overwrite it? I'll say okay. So anytime something is going to be destructive, I will put it in red, and if it's a file, I typically like to have it in white. The other thing I tell the user, anytime there's something in green, it means we've done something successfully, like creating the backup file. And then I also want to give them additional information of which directories were backed up. In my case, I'm only concerned about the MCOM tools configuration that they may have used. Seriously, this thing is pissing me off. And so it'll list all the files there. Had a squirrel moment. And now it asks us, do we want to see the full list of files backup? We'll go yes. And then also, anytime I ask the user to do something, I like to do it in yellow, and then also use colors to demarcate things. So space to page through an entire page's worth listing, up, down arrow keys to go through that, and then Q to quit. So we can see all the files here that were backed up. I can use the up and down arrow keys to move through that. We can use the space bar to go through a full page, or we can hit quit. So I'll be working on the other tool to do the restore. Now, the other thing that I like to show you is I want to be able to go back to that GitHub example. So we're going to go and rerun the command to connect to my BBS. Okay. And again, I owe you guys a BBS, what it is, and the whole 101 video. So I'm connected now to my BBS. Let's say that GitHub is down and he can't get that file. So what I'm going to do now is enter the actual BBS application. And one of the strengths, as you'll find with a bulletin board system, in addition to posting bulletins and having chat, is the ability to list files and share files. So I'm going to list all the files here. And we should get a listing here pretty quickly. And you'll notice right at the top, we've got a file called ET User. So we could download this with a program called Yap. I'll talk about that in the full-length video. But right now, we're just going to go ahead and read it here. And this is all happening over, what do you call this? ET User Backup. Sorry, guys, it's hard to type with one hand here. So we're using the BTEC UV Pro right now with the Bluetooth TNC, and you can see now everything is coming back here pretty quickly. The file is about 1.9 kilobytes in size. So it takes a little bit of time, but not too bad. And for those of you who say, hey, why not JSA call? Why not these other Gucci modes? Well, this is fast enough. And look how much data we have here at our disposal. So this is the full script. So he will actually use a program called Yap to download this, and then he can run it. So long story short, it may feel that some of the technology that I'm talking about and I'm promoting right now is long and past and dead, but there's a lot of value. This really is a very easy answer to saying no to big tech. Have your local community, have your files and everything you need run locally. Distribute that over the airs without any type of corporate interest like freaking DJI. I mean, not a good first user experience that I am locked out of my $700 piece of gear here. But anyways, guys, wasn't planning on doing this one, but just wanted to share with you another good example of very recent history of why I personally, as a technologist, do not like the internet. I would be very happy to go back to a simpler time, like when I was growing up as a kid. Anyways, be strong, be safe, and be prepared.